And welcome back to Skyblock multiplayer series for 1.17. This is episode 3, which is chest organisation and getting a new tree. Well, I'm RickboBaggins and we have Daryl, Richie Rich and Polly and Corky playing with us today. So what have you missed? Well, I'll go through that in a moment. If you do want, the previous episodes are on my channel, so go back and watch that and we'll happily wait for you. Just hit that pause button. And those that have watched, a quick recap, all we've got done so far is expand our islands with bottom slabs so that nothing can spawn, so that we don't die. Unfortunately that can't be said for Polly and Kirky and now Richie Rich, which don't need other mobs to kill them. They can do that all by themselves. As you saw Richie Rich walking around on such little health, he fell from such a very small heli and died. Followed by Daryl by the end of episode 2, which was a result of a mob, and that's from his non-conventional mob spawner, where me and Rich go for the standard mob spawner, which is 24 blocks up in the sky so they can fall and land with very little health in a nice little safe compartment. So what you can see at the moment is me expanding the island, making another little tree area, of course, making a circle of course. What we're doing here is putting bottom slabs at the top, around 9 blocks high. The reason for this is that we can actually stand on the dirt and get all the wood without having to build up, which is always nice when the mega trees start to grow. It can be a bit of a pain to get rid of. And what we do here is put some trapdoors. We put some trapdoors on the mob spawner shaft, allowing us to always be crouched rather than having to hold the crouch button. It'll force us into a crouched position, just making it a little bit easier to grind the mobs and get that juicy loot. Now, talking about juicy loot, it works so well that we're running out of storage, so we need to get some more storage. So the plan, look at all that. So there's the main four items or 4 loot that you get, which is the most popular one. As you can see here, I start to put these in each chest. So we've got, starting off with gunpowder, we move on to bones, and then rotten flesh and arrows. We get a lot of this, you see, and then what we can do is try and get the rare loot in other chests. Just to make it a little bit organised, we put one in each slot, that way then we don't accidentally mix it up with anything else. So if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. It really does help the channel out. And if you've got any friends, family that enjoy this type of content, get it shared, because the more people that watch it, the better the algorithm works, and obviously encourages me to make more awesome content for you guys. And drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts, any suggestions, or just come say hi, let me know who you are. So we're now getting rid of the little temporary shelter that we had built to try and be able to grind them mobs in a safe manner without them pesky phantoms getting in our way. Because if you haven't slept for 3 days, insomnia kicks in, and that's what makes the phantoms spawn. And they're not very nice animals. Not at all. So we are now starting on building somewhere to call home. It will, evolve over time, but we're going to start off by just winging it really. We're not quite sure what block we're going to use, but we do end up with some smooth stone, as we have got temporary resources at the moment until the end of the episode, where you do see us get another building block by getting a new tree. So you'll have to keep watching till the end to see which tree that is, and you also see some of my fellow players helping me out with that. Or should I say I'm helping them out with that, because they get a bit eager and need more resources to build. So there's a lot of chest organisation going on now, and a lot of mob grinding while we are building our home. Because what we're doing at the moment is we really desperately need some iron, so we need to get them hoppers, lots and lots of hoppers. So there's a lot of grind before us. I do try and cut most of it out. You might see the odd bit, just bear with us. So along with the iron, the mob spawner also allows us to get some armour and widen our diet a little, as a varied diet is a good diet. So since we're playing on the hard difficulty, then we'll get some enchanted armour too. But we also need it for our iron resources, as obviously mentioned previously. This is the only way we will be able to acquire it until we get into the Nether, kill some bullies, and be able to cure a zombie villager, so we can make a breeder, and then finally we can make an iron farm, which will all be coming in the next coming episodes. So stay tuned. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out. You'll also be notified when I go live, which I do randomly. I've not quite got a schedule up for my live streams at this moment in time. That will come though, it will come. So as you can see, already getting a lot of chests, and these get filled quite quickly. I do like the fact that we have the mob spawner in the middle with all the chests surrounding us. Just makes it so much easier when AFK mobbing, you know what I mean. So when we stand there AFK killing some mobs, what I'll be doing is getting on with other things, alt-tabbing ever so often and killing these mobs, and then ever so often I will also need to get rid of all my inventory because it gets filled up quite quickly. Now this is only until we get that iron, so we need 4 hoppers, 5 iron for each hopper, so that's 20 iron we need just to get the hoppers for this mob spawner. And we do use the hoppers for other things as we do find this. I think what we do is build a auto smelter just to make it so that we can get all the iron armor and gold armor, and we can smelt that down into iron bits and gold bits, and 9 iron bits will make a iron ignite, and that's another way we can get the iron, because sometimes they do drop them from zombies. Other time we will smelt 9 items, be that armor, weapons or tools. Unless it's a good tool, I do believe we get ourselves a Silk Touch Spade. Not much durability, but it comes in handy when we need to move that grass. I haven't used it personally myself, but I know I get some grass blocks for Darryl and Richie Rich, and also Polly and Cookie, because I believe he accidentally, well, he's very new at the game and gets rid of all his grass, so at least it saves him having to get the dirt all the way from another island or from one of our islands. I told you it was a lot of organisation, so we try and get a chest for each item. So gold armour, enchanted gold armour, leather armour, enchanted leather armour, etc. And now we start on a little pool, swimming pool, pond, don't know what you want to call it, somewhere we can fish basically. Now I want to get that lovely treasure, and 1.16 update has made it so that the auto fish farm doesn't work anymore, which I used to build quite a lot of. Yeah, got a lot of resources on that. There were times that I actually just fished overnight, and I mean real life night, as in I would go to bed, leaving it auto fishing, and come up in the morning and get all that lovely loot. So yeah, they've stopped that, which I kind of get. It was a little bit overkill. So yeah, we have to manually fish now, which is fine, but we don't know the area. I do learn from now it needs to be a 5x5 area with 2 blocks water and 2 air blocks above the water. So it only needs to be 2 deep, but you can't have anything 2 blocks above the water. I didn't know this at the time, and it's very rare to get treasure, so I just make a massive. I thought it needed to be 5x5x5, so 5 deep. It's not the case. But we build it 5 deep. Now it is going to be a few episodes, but I am contemplating moving that, now knowing this knowledge, now knowing we don't need such a massive deep pool. So yeah, we'll keep tuned for that. Check out the live streams, they're the most up to date content. This is just a nice 10 hours worth of content basically put into 20 minutes. So we do decide to move the infinite water source, as that's also in the way. So we've got no plan with this build, we are just winging it. And this is where we decide to put the water, which I do find out that it's not only inconvenienced myself, but Richie Rich as well, because for some reason he decides to walk along the edge of this outer bit of the fence rather than walking all the way around. Laziness, I know, but I get it. Dangerous, and no wonder he's on above 20 deaths now. But yeah, we are thinking of changing that. Where I put it, I'm not sure yet. Any suggestions? Let me know. Come catch me on my live stream. I'll just drop a comment on this video. So now we've made the outer shell of the pool, what we are doing now is putting 4 blocks, 1 block below the water line. So we only have to fill the top bit up, just 1 block. One block. So you need to put a full water source in each block, and then get rid of the temporary floor, and that will just fill to the bottom, full water sources. So it saves you having to go back and forth as many times as I do, but obviously because it's 5 deep, you would times that by 5, which would be very inconvenient. So now we've got everything level, everything's nice and level apart from that one there, so we'll just block that off. And it's time to get rid of the temporary floor. After making another tool, of course, we'll just run out on them stone tools that don't last very long. But that's all we've got at the moment, as we are still at the very beginning of this lovely game mode, Skyblock, which we are using Skyblock 4.09, made by the lovely Dr. Trog himself, and he keeps it updated as well, which is absolutely amazing, as we are playing on the latest version of Minecraft of 1.17.1. There we go, we can do a bit of fishing now. Hopefully get some treasure. So this is Daryl, as you can see, the massive jungle tree. And apparently that cow was getting in his way, so he just gives him a little shove onto the cobblestone platform he's made to make sure that he doesn't lose anything. And then he tells me, so I come down and give him a bit of a hand. So I believe there's each tree has its own little island. As you can see over in the distance, we have the dark oak. But at the moment, this is the first island, the first tree that we get. So what we have been doing is, because there's 4 of us playing, and we all are playing kind of with each other, but on his own little island, doing his own little thing, trying to, play Skyblock himself, but also with others. So for that reason, we obviously share the sapling. He will regrow it and give us all some saplings, but the dirt we can't regrow, so I do spawn that in, the exact amount of dirt that Daryl got for each player of us, so obviously myself, Richie Rich and Polly and Cokie. So that's everything, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next week for the next episode, which will be episode 4. As always, thanks for watching and happy gaming.